There was a lot of love, Heather, in the Zoom chat for the emails that you were talking about and how you structure onboarding emails to go alongside this. Would you be able to share a little bit more about how you think about creating those, what information to include? And if you do have examples, it would be great. If not, totally fine.
Okay, so this is my welcome email sequence. I do this in ConvertKit. I've built this out in ConvertKit. So this first one I send out immediately. I hate videos of myself. So if anybody else is in that same boat, don't worry. These are like 2 minutes long, and people are coming for you and the community aspect. They're not coming to critique your video. So just do the thing. If I did it, you can. So I just put my quick welcome video, which they've already seen, again, over repeating. I make this a little bit bubbly. I was in a really bubbly mood when I wrote it. I also used some ChatGPT. One of the ways that you can do that, if you have a website, you can put in ChatGPT, write a welcome sequence email or write a welcome email for my community with the verbiage or with the tone from, and then your website. You would put your website URL. And that way it brings in tone that you're already using. So if you've used it in your website, it's going to bring in that tone. And it's not writing like it's somebody else. And then you have to, obviously you want to adjust it. But what I did in here, and these are long, I'm not an email expert. So I'm being very vulnerable right here. If you are, then put that in the chat and people can reach out to you, because that is not me. But what I did put in here is what is going to be happening in the community, right? And I tried to make it just very upbeat and fun. And then this is what I'm repeating from my onboarding. So they've already said hello. As we know with Heartbeat, you say hello or you fill out your questions and those go into the community say hello space. And so what I want them to do is to go in and talk to people that are in there. So I've purposely said, hey, make sure you're going in there and talking. Go in and explore the different things, and then always hit us up. My signature is fist bumps and confetti, just to keep it fun. And then I always ask a question at the end. So you want your CTA not to be dramatic or anything extensive, or you're going to lose them. But I actually get replies to these where somebody will reply and say, hey, I've got this question, or I've got this thing going on. Now, I'm going to tell you another secret there. If somebody asks you a question that's not directly in the community, so they ask you an email, ask them to bring it into the community so that they can get answers from other people than just you. So this does two things. It lets them know that their question is important enough that, they may have been nervous to ask it, but it's important enough that you want them to have other people giving opinions. It also gets that interaction going. And eventually, like at first, you'll probably be the first one to reply to it so that other people will as well. Eventually, you want that to be reversed. You want other people to reply, and then you go in behind and answer. It's just a little tip to get conversation going. So
Heather, if I can actually jump in there, I just really want to highlight what you just said of having people take the questions that they send to you privately and post them in the community, as long as it's appropriate, of course. That's just one of the smallest, easiest steps to start migrating and getting people comfortable asking questions in a new space. Because everyone's comfortable just replying to an email and asking questions, but as humans, some people aren't used to jumping in another like public online space and sharing their thoughts and sharing their vulnerabilities, and like asking a question is being vulnerable. So this is just like a really smart tactic and a very easy way to start building some of that vulnerability into the conversation of your community and making people feel comfortable there. You'll build some content in there too. Of course, you'll answer their questions there, but you're always going to be surprised. Sometimes people will ask a question, you'll answer it, and then you'll have 3 community members that add even more to your answer that you wouldn't have been able to give yourself. So I really want to showcase that point because that is an amazing thing that I don't think enough community builders are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So this is the second email. I sent it out 2 days after the first. And again, just a big welcome. So excited you're here. Here's some more of what's up for you, in store for you. And again, if you notice, I'm bringing them back again to the onboarding calendar alert. We want them to, oh yeah, I need to go reply to that event and RSVP and that kind of thing. I also put in here, again, emphasizing that it's not just about you learning from me as the community builder, but we want to learn from you as well. So you're not just a passenger, you're part of the driving force, right? So I'm re-emphasizing that. And then I end it. Again, these emails are a little bit long. I probably will go back through and shorten them because I'm a speed reader and I don't read all of this information. So I don't expect everybody else to. But that's just me. Again, if a random idea pops into your head, I want to hear about it. Let us know. So that's a small CTA at the end. And then my third goes out 2 days after the second one. And this is automated so that when somebody joins, this is the sequence that happens. And this is all about them. We want to take a moment to celebrate you. So we've told you what we're wanting and what we're doing. We've also sprinkled in some of the onboarding stuff. We've also sprinkled in some of the re-emphasis on it's not a one-way street, right? We want to learn from you as well. But then we're really focusing on them in this third one. And I think that's really critical. And this is the simplest of CTAs. Just keep shining bright, have an amazing day. You know what I mean? It's not a do anything for me. It's we're here for you. Again, emphasizing the focus on them. So that's my crazy email sequence.